Louisiana, are you with me? You've got a huge election tomorrow. And our buddy Rob Maness, a retired colonel, is running, a constitutional conservative. He is the Reagan conservative in the race. Karl Rove has demoted you, Rob, to a lieutenant colonel, but we don't much care what he thinks, do we, sir?
No, we don't much care what he thinks, Mark, and thanks for having me back on, and thanks for promoting me back again. I appreciate that.
Well, tell everybody like the 2 or 3 big things that this is about and what they need to do tomorrow.
Well, first of all, this is about one of us regular citizens out here that's taken the mantle for everybody out here in Louisiana to take on the Washington insiders and the big politicians and political parties. So you got 2 Washington creatures, Congressman Cassidy and Senator Landrieu, and you got one of us, retired Colonel Rob Maness, and we are surging in the polls. We've got 2 recent polls that show I'm the best candidate positioned to beat Mary Landrieu in a December runoff. Our polls show that our positive grassroots campaign is just surging, despite being outspent 10-1 in the most negative race in the country, man. Our positive solutions-oriented campaign is the reason why that last poll shows us to have the best favorable, unfavorable race.
And by the way, I don't want people to think you're pulling wool over their eyes. They show you in a matchup against her, you whip her, you beat her.
Oh yeah, consistently. And the campaign's known that for many months now. We started seeing that whenever we asked a head-to-head question for 4 or 5 months now. But now these supposed reliable polls that are out there are starting to show the truth. And the truth is that the conservative in the race, the Reagan Republican in the race, the constitutional conservative in the race beats Mary Landrieu hands down more consistently than the establishment liberal Republican candidate.
And Cassidy is all those things. I mean, he's a John Boehner offshoot, basically. He's decided to run for the Senate.
Well, that's right. And in the third debate that I did, and the first one that he did, he only decided to show up for 2 out of the 4 debates. The congressman and the senator and I were asked the question, is health care a fundamental right? And he said yes, and I almost fell out of my chair. Mm-hmm. And I said no, like a constitutional conservative would, because I understand what our rights are and what it takes for something to be a fundamental right. And then Senator Landrieu said yes. So he and the senator both agree with Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton that health care should be taken from the service, the doctors' work, and everything, and made to be free for everybody else in the world. And
yeah, I just want the public to know, and you know this, and we've talked about it here. If it's a fundamental right, that means doctors, nurses, and everybody associated with the provision of medical care work for the government.
That's exactly right.
They're forced to provide services whether they like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Make your final point, your final pitch.
Okay, so we put out 8 positive solutions for us plans, Mark, and our platform is simple. It's 3 simple words: liberty, prosperity, and certainty. I'm going to fight for our rights, not try to remove them or not protect them. I'm going to fight to set the conditions so business can be prosperous and all Americans have the chance to reach the American dream. I'm going to fight for a strong United States of America, both outwardly and inwardly, which means secure the border, no amnesty, no pathway to citizenship. Make sure that threats like ISIS aren't allowed to create themselves and grow into something that we have to deal with militarily, and make sure we've got a good foreign policy and a good defense budget that's not breaking the bank, but it makes us strong so we can protect ourselves and our freedom.
Well, you're a patriot. You're a good man. You're the Reagan conservative in this race. You're fighting your way up through this system against the establishment of both parties. If people want to contact your campaign, they can go through your website, I take it. What is it?
It is robmaness.com. That's ROBMANESS.com. And I do have to make a pitch, sir. We've got to make that last push. So we've got to, try to get as much online donations as we can get and put our ads online as much as possible throughout this last day so we can keep fighting the establishment who keeps trying to use scare tactics to get people to vote for this Cassidy guy because they keep telling him he's the only one that can win. And then thanks to people like you, we're able to get that word out that, no, we have a real conservative to vote for, and please go vote for Rob Maness on November 4th.
Hey, Rich, Mr. Producer, go ahead and put that website up on our sites. All right. Rob, we wish you all the best tomorrow. Go get him, bro.
Thanks, Mark. God bless you. Thanks for what you do for our great country, sir.
You too.